ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hukilau and aloha!
My dad started a business in 1965, and him and his partners made the trek on the Mass Turnpike. And they ended up happening to stop at Chicopee, exit to get some gas, and they stumbled upon Westover Air Force Base, and it was history after that. He ended up finding a Polynesian group from Hawaii, and the first performer was Lonnie Moy, and I think it started in the early 70s and continued to the last day that we were open.
Growing up inside the Hukilau was a lot of fun. Started there peeling onions at 10 years old.
Ever since I think we were able to walk, we ended up hanging out, just part of our daily life.
It was interesting because, we grew up in the Hukilau per se,
My grandmother, she would always take me there, and I would hang out as a youngling.
All the cousins were there, and we had the big 500-seat showroom, so fond memories of playing hide and seek, hiding under the booths. And
the restaurant was our playground, and it was a big restaurant, so there was plenty of space to play around in.
Grew up in Belchertown, and growing up I did go to the Hukilau for birthday parties and special events.
It was more for special occasions, but I remember their pretty fun lunch buffet they had.
You know that crazy snowstorm that we had where everything got shut down, that October crazy snowstorm? So Hook was the only thing that was open. We ate there for a whole week until we got power.
There were 9 of us that were operating in the Hukilau. So part of our growth to expand was because we knew that as our families were getting older, we needed to support our income levels, and growth was our opportunity to do that.
Bean Restaurant Group name came from my family members. My Aunt Bonnie is B, Edison is E, Andy and Anita, the A, and N is myself, Nick. Originally, we started off with the Hukilau. Then in 2006, we branched off to Johnny's Bar and Grill, which was totally different for us.
As a family, we had never been split up, and we always worked under one roof. And in addition to that, it was also a different concept, an American Bar and Grill.
Actually, this was the first restaurant that I actually ventured out and started to manage, and it took a little bit, but it started to go pretty smooth.
We were sort of the first to evolve from the mothership of the Hukilau, and so we've created very much a family-based culture here.
Most times, we work with our employees more than we see our family, actually. So I think over the years, we try to make our working environment feel like that.
When I first came on the Bean Restaurant Group, there was only 2 other locations. It was the Hukilau and Johnny's Bar and Grill. Johnny's Tavern was the 3rd location. It was a great opportunity because I got to work with a lot of the ownership and really seeing them hands-on. Mrs. Yee, actually on our soft opening, was in the dish station washing dishes in heels.
we all started as dishwashers. And we didn't get to skip steps because we were the owner's sons or daughters. We had to dishwash and slug it out in the kitchen and run trays up the stairs. Those are the things that we always had to do as kids, and it was the right thing to do. And I look back on those moments and I think very fondly of it because we did it the right way.
I still, to this day, if the dishwasher gets backed up, I'm still washing dishes, bringing up food, greeting customers. I think that means a lot, for our employees.
You're not going to be asked to do something that ownership wouldn't do themselves. They've created a really great environment. We have a lot of regulars here. It kind of makes you feel like you're part of a family.
I think people stay with the Bean Group as employees because they make you feel like family. They appreciate you. They love you. Like I said, they trust me. I appreciate them trusting me and giving me the things that I need to make my restaurant successful and my customers happy. I think I really grasp onto all that, and that's what's helped me move forward in my career.
It's always on my wish list and my family's wish list to elevate as many qualified people as we can. So we're always working on ideas and concepts and looking at our key people and who's qualified and what do we foresee that they're going to need for their growth. Our accountant will say that we're opportunistic people, and that if these opportunities arose and if we had the right concept, we would take the dive, which we did. And our next concept that we dove into was Aya Sushi. We didn't know really too much about sushi and how a sushi restaurant ran itself. We were making our projections, and it turned out good.
With the successfulness of ISR Alley, we decided, why not expand? So the opportunity of Amherst came abroad, and we jumped on it. I was the original GM that opened this branch, and I was here for 4 years. Our culture is more like a family effect versus a corporate unit. It's more streamlined.
I see the whole company as more or less a big team, and everybody's willing to help each other out. So, that's a plus. A lot of places I worked at, it wasn't like that.
The Student Prince was in trouble and was going out of business, and Peter came to my brother Andy and wanted to see if we wanted to save it. And it's been quite a success to keep that legacy alive. And it's almost the same scenario with the White Hut.
Peter really was partial to both brands because he, like us, went to these places when we were younger. And so they meant a little something to all of us. So I think the harder part was trying to keep them going and trying to blend in some new ideas with traditional ideas, if you will.
It was just finding that fine line of keeping the German classics, getting those recipes back to where they were, and then really getting people to trust your new dishes, right? So putting specials on the menu every weekend that they've never seen. This isn't German. Yeah, but it's something we want to work into, right? We want to kind of modernize, keep with our German classics, and add some American cuisine to it. I think that's really bringing us to where we need to be.
One of the big, core things that we do as a group is the fact that we take restaurants that are either closed, that we're part of the community, or need, some help or revitalization. Diners are so Americana. The building has been here for over 40 years. And it was closed for about 5 years before we took it over. And it was a hot mess. And now we're here, and it's awesome.
Every Bean Group restaurant has the same type of morals and values where it doesn't matter where we are, we want to make the customer happy and make them enjoy their experience with us, whether it is getting a boot of beer at the Big E or eating their schnitzel at the Student Prince or coming to have a margarita on the river at the Boathouse. It's about making them happy and enjoying their dining experience with us. I would say the experience starts as soon as you pull into the parking lot at the Boathouse with the views of the river, and you walk up our front patio and the string lights are on and the sun is setting. It creates that amazing atmosphere immediately. And you walk into our big, huge, beautiful restaurant. We have a massive bar. We have an outdoor cocktail bar. We have an event tent. We have live bands on the weekends, all the way to fully decorated at Christmas time. And we have Christmas carols in the winter time. So we really try year round to make it a memorable experience.
Culture that my grandfather really instilled in us was to service the community. We wouldn't exist as a restaurant group without the people eating there, and so we owe our livelihood and our business to them. So being able to provide service to the people of the community is really truly where the culture is based.
My father left us a legacy which was pretty unusual in that when he passed away in 2003, he left everything to his 4 kids and his sister, who are all partners now. And I think our goal as we move from second to third generation is the same.
My grandmother would always say to me and all my cousins, says, "You're eating out of the golden rice bowl, kid," is what she say. "Hey kid, you're eating out of the golden rice bowl." And kind of didn't really get that. And then, you get older and you talk to your parents about it. And, the golden rice bowl for us was, as third generation kids, we didn't have to worry for much. We were very fortunate to be in the position we were in. And so we truly are. We're eating out of the golden rice bowl every day. My whole life has been being a restaurant group and growing up in restaurants and, being with my dad in kitchens and, yeah, you got me choked up there for a second. Yeah, it's really good.